Hey guys, what is up? GoldGlove here, and this is some gameplay from my boy Control Coolio, or you guys might know him as Cool Criminal on the YouTubes. He's a Gears of War YouTuber from the UK. He's fucking awesome. He's one of my teammates, and this is him on a second account. I think he's doing some GB, or maybe it's a scrim. I'm not exactly sure, but it's good competitive gameplay, and you guys should enjoy it. So, but today, as by the title of the video, I want to talk a little bit about Gears of War Judgment Overrun mode. So I did get my hands on Overrun mode for Gears of War Judgment at Comic-Con this past weekend, and I want to talk a little bit about what I thought about it so far. I got to play it for about, I want to say about 25 minutes, and I got to check out some of the different classes. So, first things first, Gears of War Overrun mode is basically, you take Horde mode, you take Beast mode, and you stick it together, and you make a sexy-ass baby named Overrun mode. And so one team is the LOCUST, one team is the COG, and the goal is, it's kind of like Team Fortress. Team Fortress 2, it's class-based, and you're supposed to, reach the objective, destroy the objective, and, do things like that. So, I first played as the LOCUST, which I was just a regular drone. I had a shotgun and a grenade. And so I just ran, and a Lancer, obviously. And I just kind of ran around and tried to destroy the COG. But my team just wasn't, I'm a pretty skilled Gears of War player, I would like to think. I know what I'm doing. I've been around since Gears of War 1. But unfortunately, a one-man team cannot do anything in Overrun mode. You have to have teammates. You have to have, strategies down. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to really talk to my teammates. I really wasn't able to kind of get a feel for what they were doing. We were all just kind of running around. We didn't really know what we were doing. And so each class is different. When you're on the LOCUST, you're able to select different characters, just like in Beast mode, where you kind of unlock characters as you go, or unlock new LOCUST as you go. And then, you use them, and they each have different abilities. And but then on the COG side, you have to specifically choose whatever you have to pick a character. So you have to pick a COG. I was Coltrane, which Coltrane was the, I want to say, the soldier, and I don't know if that's actually the name, but basically he had a boom shot and a Lancer, and then you have the engineer, which has something. I'm not sure what he has. I can't remember the classes exactly, but there's a sniper, there's an engineer, there's a soldier, and there's one more that I'm missing. I think a medic. I think there's 4 or 5 classes for the COG side, and each one has different abilities. Each one has different things that they do. Each one has different weapons. One of the characters just has a sniper rifle. I kind of wanted to play as them, but I wasn't able to sit at that station, and they were kind of locked down to a specific station. So the station that I was at was actually a soldier station. That's why I was Coltrane. But it was very cool. It was a very cool dynamic. If you're familiar with Team Fortress 2, you know that a team, or a what's the name for it? A class-based game is a lot different than your usual, Gears of War multiplayer. And I did ask if regular multiplayer was going to be included in Gears of War Judgment, because I was talking to some of the people with Epic, and yes, it is confirmed. Do not worry, Overrun mode is not the only multiplayer game mode in Gears of War Judgment. They will have their classic multiplayer just like they always do. I did not see any sawed-off shotguns in Overrun mode. I did not see any retro lancers in Overrun mode. And I didn't even see a hammerburst in that mode. All I saw were Nashers and Lancers. That's all I saw. I don't know if that is, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be true. I don't know if they're going to change that. But that is a good sign, in my opinion. That is great to see, because I know how many people despise the Retro Lancer and the sawed-off and the Hammerburst. Personally, I despise them all. I just like my good old Nasher Lancer setup. So when I was playing, I really looked out for that. I was like, okay, I don't see any Hammerbursts, I don't see any Retros, and I don't see any sawed-offs. This is fucking awesome. So I was really super stoked about that. Hopefully, that wasn't just Overrun mode. Hopefully that's kind of in general in the entire game. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. And they did release, or they did announce an official release date for Gears of War Judgment. It's going to be March 19th, 2013. So it's still a while. It's a ways out. It's a very long ways out. But I'm super excited about this game, especially after getting my hands on with it. One thing I noticed which obviously I'm not going to judge the game on now because it is very early in its life, but it felt very unpolished. But I think the point of that is it's got a long ways to go before release. They've got a lot of things to still polish. It felt kind of clunky to me. But considering I don't think they're changing all too much from Gears of War 3 in terms of movement and stuff like that, I think it's going to be very, very similar to Gears 3 in movement and wall bouncing and taking cover and pretty much everything like that. The one thing that people wanted to ask me or kept asking me and wanted me to talk about is the control scheme, kind of the control changes that they made. I noticed that so now you reload with your X button, and you reload with your X button. You have a grenade. You have an offhand grenade, which I think is LB or RB. I think it's LB, and so you can throw grenades at any moment. You don't have to equip it. You don't have to take it out. You don't switch weapons with your D-pad anymore. You actually click Y, I think. I think that's how it is. So they're kind of going with a more broad control scheme, and the reason for that is because they're trying to cater to players of all types of FPSs or just shooters in general. And so from a business standpoint, you have to accept that. You have to notice that a lot of people, when they hop onto Gears 3 even, they're kind of thrown off because they're like, what the fuck is this control scheme? Why am I reloading my gun with the the right bumper? Why do I have to equip a grenade? And I know a lot of veteranized Gears of War players are going to be like, yes, but that's part of the Gears world, and I do agree with you because I've been playing Gears of War since Gears of War 1, and I agree with you 100%. But like I said, from a business standpoint, to sell to the majority, or to to get more sales, to get more people playing the game, which I think is the most important thing here right now, because it's really unfortunate to see Gears of War 3 not being picked up by MLG. The numbers in the playlists are very low, and so I think this is their way to bring a larger fan base in. And so if it really does the job, if it brings in more people because they're not as hesitant to play because of this awkward control scheme, then I'm down with it. I am okay with it. And it honestly wasn't that big of a deal. I played and I was like, okay, it's like Call of Duty. You reload with X, you do all this stuff. It feels kind of natural, honestly. If you think about it, Gears of War original controls are a little fucked up. They're a little wonky. They're a little crazy. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then notice thing, I noticed that there was no curb stomping. I couldn't down anybody. I don't know if that was just overrun mode, but I hope they didn't take that out. I don't think they did, but that was just overrun mode. Anyways, that was pretty much my first impressions of Gears of War Judgment. Basically overrun mode, because that's really all I had my hands on. I can't really judge anything else. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you guys want to know more about Gears of War Judgment when it does drop, or any more information that comes my way. You guys are the best, and I've been GoldGlove. You guys have been my awesome viewers, and I'll catch you guys later.